Hello and welcome back again. What we are going to discuss about is finger detangling is the only option you have when it comes to eliminating those knots, decreasing those tangles, and also helping out with breakage. Well, I'm here to give you a little bit more insight whether you should continue or not use finger detangling when it comes to your natural hair routine. And why don't you stay on a little bit later and I will tell you now. Hello and welcome again. This is Carol Maxinu, natural hair group creator, author, and natural hair consultant. My passion and purpose is to help women who are natural to create a healthy hair care regimen to best serve their hair care needs so that they can love and embrace their textured hair. So welcome on to tonight's live discussion. Tangles, finger detangling, what can we do about that? Well, being natural is definitely a given. It's definitely given. Tangles. We don't worry about tangles when we used to have our hair relaxed. Tangled hair on relaxed hair was not something that come to mind. But when you became natural, you definitely noticed the issue with tangles and knots or even breakage when it comes to your hair. Hello, Paulette. Welcome, welcome. Tonight we are talking about finger detangling. Is it the safest way when it comes to detangling your hair from those single strands knots, those tangles, and maybe possibly reducing hair breakage? I'm here to give you my subjective thought on that. So stay tuned for more to come. Well, let's say when we were relaxed, we didn't have to take consideration of those knots. I do not remember seeing knots on the ends of my hair. Have you remember seeing knots on your ends of your hair when you were relaxed? Let me know, because I don't really recall that. If you have, type it in. I did recall seeing knots on the ends of my hair when I was relaxed. More than common, that I've noticed that having knots on your end of your hair, especially when your hair was relaxed, was not an issue. It became an issue when you reverted back to becoming natural, or if you were natural for a long, long time. Knots was just something that just happened. Knots were just something that occurred. And why do we get these knots? I mean, we try so many ways to try to eliminate them, but they still keep coming back. Why is that? First of all, it has to do with the curl pattern of our hair, because the curlier the hair is, of course, your hair is going to loop. Oh, not relax. Me neither. I don't recall that falling, having knots on the ends of my hair when I was relaxed. So when you're when your ends of your hair, or sorry, your whole hair is curly, it tends to wrap itself around, and without even thinking of it, you don't know when these tangles or knots happen. They just happen because of the curly nature of your hair strands, right? So in order to help to minimize those knots and tangles as much as possible, if you keep your hair stretched, for example, like if you put your hair in a braid, or if you do a hair in a twist, or maybe some kind of updo, if you keep your hair stretched as much as possible, it can help to minimize those tangles. Also, if you hydrate and moisturize your hair, it can help to minimize the tangles and knots of your hair. But in realistic, tangles and knots will not definitely go away. It's just a given fact, because our hair is curly. And again, when our hair is curly, it has a tendency to wrap itself around each other. Does that make sense? As compared to someone with a straighter hair, they don't have to see that as a problem. As compared to someone who has a relaxed hair, they don't have to see that as a problem. But for those with curly to kinky coily hair, it becomes a issue. And for most, it's definitely a greater issue than as expected, right? So again, in order to reduce those, you can just try to keep your hair stretched and also incorporate rehydrating and re-moisturizing your entire hair. That is one way you can do that. But let's go back to finger detangling. They say that when you use your finger as a tool. It can help to eliminate those breakage and also help to address those tangles and knots. And not only that, it also helps to make it easier when you go through your hair. Me personally, I found out when I do use my fingers to detangle those knots, I tend to reach for any type of knots that are large, because it's kind of hard to kind of feel those really small knots. I feel them if I were to use my fingernails to kind of slide down the strand, you know what I mean? And then I'll get my pair of scissors and I will cut it off. But I found that if I were to like use my fingers to detangle my entire head, it takes such a long time for me to do that. And not only that, I found that even like towards your going towards more your scalp area, you also can develop knots here. You know what I mean? So to me, I find that using my fingers to detangle my hair is helpful because I can feel for those knots. But personally, I feel that I don't get to all of my knots, especially the smaller ones. But I will start off, wetting my hair to keep it moisturized and lubricated to help with the detangle. But remember, when you wet your hair becomes even more fragile. You know what I mean? So when you go and use your fingers to detangle, you got to be extra cautious because you don't want to rip through your hair. So it takes time and it takes effort and it takes a lot of patience to part your hair and to pre-detangle using your fingers. And again, for me personally, I found out that when I do that, it helps, but also it limits me to go through my entire head to get any parts that are missed, especially the hair that's going closer down to my root. So what I found out that helped me was I incorporate using a wide tooth comb. A wide tooth comb helped to minimize my process of duration that it took me long to use my fingers alone. And when I incorporate the wide tooth comb after, as I use my fingers, it really significantly helped to improve the health of my hair, at least 80–90%. And also it helped to minimize the prolonged duration it took me just using my fingers alone to pre-detangle my hair. So if you guys use any other tools besides your fingers to pre-detangle your hair, I suggest incorporate tools, because I understand that using your fingers is claimed to be the safest way because you can feel. Yeah, Paula said yes, that's what I use as well. Awesome. So I know that using your fingers is claimed to be the safest way to go through your hair as you section it, so you can feel for those knots, feel for those tangles. But in reality, it does take longer. I'm gonna keep it real. You know me, I'm very transparent. And keep it real. Paula said the wide tooth comb didn't cause hair breakage. Also, I'm actually gonna get into that part. I love that. Yeah. So it's claimed to be that using your fingers alone to pre-detangle your hair is the safest way, the most effective way to get through all those tangles and knots in your hair. And again, I did not found that claim to be 100% true. What I did, and like what Paulette also suggests, we incorporate a wide tooth comb, which helps to get through all those sections of your hair. Because if you think about it, how much tooth do your fingers have? You have 5 fingers and they tend to be a little bit fatter and thicker. You know what I mean? So when you use a wider tooth comb that is narrower, it can help to, get through the tangles and the knots to make your time effort less manageable. So that is what I found out. Now, I know there's some may use brushes. I'm a little bit kind of hesitant using brushes because my kinkier hair, I kind of stay away from brushes right now. I noticed that I've used the denim brush in the past. It helped, but I found that it kind of tug on my hair more than it should. So I had to kind of separate some sections or rows to kind of make it even wider, the concept of a wide tooth comb. A denim brush doesn't really help me as effective when it comes to using a wide tooth comb and also using my fingers to feel for knots. And when I do feel for knots, especially those big knots, I just get a scissors and I just cut them away. Why should I fight the resistance? I mean, I can try to separate and try to pull the string as much as it allows me to, but realistically, it's going to come to a stop where I can't get that other knot out. So I have to get a scissors. If you guys use a scissors, you know, to help with cutting away knots or tangles, hey, let me know. Put yes, I also use scissors. So scissors is another tool that you can use when it comes to pre-detangling your hair. Now, I'm not going to go against those who solely use their fingers alone to pre-detangle your hair. If it works for you, and if it goes quicker for you, depending on your type of hair, you know, as compared to my hair that is a little bit more kinkier and coilier, do that if it works for you. I'm not going to go against that. That is your philosophy, your business when it comes to your practice of achieving a healthier hair care practice. But I'm just letting you know, for my hair type, using my fingers alone did not exactly work for me 100%. I have to incorporate a wide tooth comb along with my fingers, you know, to help with the feel and also pre-detangling my hair. Okay. If you guys have any comments or questions, put them below, and you know me, I will get back to you on that. So that is what I want to share with you guys on your thoughts about is finger detangling is the only claimed safest way when it comes to tackling those knots, decreasing those tangles, and also eliminating or minimizing hair breakage, because I didn't find that to be 100% the case when it comes to me using my fingers. To me, I felt that it took a little bit longer than it should, okay? And I found that incorporating another tool along with my fingers was very helpful, and it also minimized the time spent pre-detangling my hair. Okay, that is what I have for you guys tonight on tonight's live discussion about using your fingers solely to pre-detangle hair. And I love to hear your comments. So if you're watching this as a replay, list your comments below. I want to know what is your method when it comes to pre-detangling your hair, especially we're talking about using your fingers as the safest claim way to address tangles of your natural hair. And I just also want to let you guys know that, drum roll please. Yes, it is here. It is finally here. I've finished with the book proof. Kinks, Curls, and Coils, the ultimate guide to natural and healthy Afro-textured hair. It is available on Amazon. It is ready to go. So I just want to let you guys know, those who pre-order it, I'm planning to take the order so you guys can get your book. So don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. It takes time when you are writing a book. It takes time when you are actually having a team to look over it, revise it, you know, to make it look beautiful and helpful. So it takes time. And not only that, putting your time and thought and energy and just going over. And again, a book is not 100%. But at least revising it where it can be clean, it can be presentable, and when you read it, it makes sense. So that is what I have for you guys, and I can't wait to send it out for those who pre-order. And this is the interior of the book. I actually put myself in there. I actually have my husband and I in the book. So yeah, so it's there. Let's see if I can find it. Where is it? If you see a picture, here it is. I have a section about relationships when it comes to natural hair. So read about that. Read about that. So I hope you guys can see that. So that's me and my hubby. So I have a section about relationships and natural hair. Just a little slight blurb on that. So I hope you guys find this book helpful. And this book is an update from my first book, Life is a Hair Way. And with this book, it's just focusing on topics when it comes to hair, how you see your hair, how others see your hair, politics of Black hair, bringing it where it started, where is it now, what is going on with the natural hair community, you know, these rules that are presented to us. Do we need to stick to these rules, you know, when it comes to our hair? And also I talk about natural remedies, and I talk about natural hair commercial products as well. But again, utilize things that is best helpful for your hair when it comes to developing your hair care regimen. And it goes more into that. So gosh, how many chapters do I have? Woo. I haven't counted the chapters, but there's enough in there. Let's show you guys. Where is it? I haven't counted how many chapters, but there's enough titles in there so you guys can pick and choose where you want to start from. But read the whole book. Read it. Because I even talk about economics of Black hair, how it's so profitable, and what businesses are targeting us as Black women, because, you know, they make money off of us. So here's part of the chapters, and then it goes back. Let's see, and it goes here. So yeah, so get the book. It's on Amazon, Kinks and Curls. You won't miss it because it's the only pink natural hair book you will see. All right. Okay, so, and another announcement I also have for you guys that's coming up. I've been letting you guys know that I'll be soon launching a new natural hair membership program, because my passion and purpose is to create natural hair content, service, resources that you guys need in order to better care for your hair, and for those who are really of a serious need. So that is what I do. I produce these natural hair content for you guys. So one of the content is a program that I'm transitioning from this group. This group is not going anywhere, but the other group is going to be a paid subscription group where I will actually do live videos like this, but it's going to go into like video slides, webinars. You will see slides, you will see pictures. I'll be behind a screen, and you'll be watching the other screen, almost like Zoom, but I'll be teaching and training you guys and guiding you with so many topics that I actually outlined on the sign-up form, so you guys can get an idea. And not only that, you will get access to me as your consultant, where if you need some kind of guidance, I'd be more than likely to jump on a call with you to see what's going on with the hair and how I can best help you. And not only that, we'll have monthly master classes, again, focus around topics that matters to you, because I notice in other natural hair groups, the admin does not ever, or if not all, come on live. So that's what makes me so much different, is not only in this group, but taking it to another group where naturals can actually have the individual one-on-one Q&A with me, answering those questions, giving them guidance when it comes to questions that has not been even touched, or mixed messages in other groups that doesn't really apply to your hair, because everybody's hair is different. Even though it looks the same, it responds and behaves different. So that is why my new natural hair group membership program is going to be focused on providing those answers to your questions and more. And I can't wait to soon launch it. So I'm working on some other downloadable guides to tag along with that. And not only that, it will be pre-recorded lessons. So you guys are going to have your own login access. So things that you have missed, you can log in and review any lessons that was presented that week. So it is soon to come. So I'm actually looking it over, repolishing and adding some other content into it. And I can't wait to present it to you guys. And not only that, those who join up, you guys will be founding members, but stay tuned. I'm not going to give away all what the founding member is going to be entailed. So that will come with the sign up. For those who are serious, who wants more than just likes, shares, comments, or posting pictures, who really join a group to understand their hair, who really want to gain the knowledge and not come with, you know, the double mindset about if I am, if I'm not, I'm confused, what's going on, I'm not sure about the products, the ingredients, why is it not working for my hair, why my hair is always dry, why is it breaking, I'm watching this YouTube video, I'm reading this blog, I try it, and it still does not address my own hair care needs. So that is where I'm creating this group membership program specifically for your needs. All right, so that is what I have on for you guys tonight. Again, any questions, comments, post them below. And again, I am Carol Maxinu, your natural hair group creator, author, and natural hair consultant. My passion and purpose is to help women with natural hair so they can know how to create a healthy hair care regimen in order to love and embrace their natural hair. And I will see you again next month on a live video. Take care and God bless.